So hi everyone. Good morning guys, all of you. Guys audible? Okay, right guys. So in the last the demonstrations, we discussed okay, so what is Oracle and what is a database and relative interrelated informations. Okay, what is what and where you have to use your database applications. Okay, no? So in real time applications, how the databases are using. Okay, so we've given some examples of banking sectors, universities, HR managements, yes or no. So these are all of the things are different applications. And we said in the last session, so when you develop web projects, okay, the front-end application, how much important the role will be played in the web projects, same to same. The back-end applications also going to be play the same kind of information, okay? Now we can go for next. We said in the last session, I was given the schedule of your Oracle course, right? So what we are going to be learning and your timings and everything I was given in this. So we are learning Oracle 19c, the course schedule. If any newcomers are there, so please once identify guys here. Once identify, so after that I will start my class. So it's a completely, the course was Oracle and 19c and the duration of 60 classes or sessions. And the timings exactly, the 7:30 it was started exactly and 8:45. So 1 hour 15 minutes classes and the last 10 to 15 minutes doubts here. Okay. And it's a completely online course. Okay, right. Now I said about your Oracle notes or materials. So everyday running notes and after completed of your topic, your main notes, the both notes you will be get it here. Okay. Now? So, and I will give it the 19c software and the installation of 19c also. I will show you how to install in your system, right? And now these things you will be get through Google Classroom link, which will be created by Naresh IT management people. So maybe we are expecting that today or tomorrow they will be created this. And once they create it, you will be getting everyday running notes and main notes. Okay, now, right? And this is final your course. So once your course is completed, so these are the final material. It's a final material, the Oracle final material, and some IQs, interview levels questions, some practicing and class main examples of a total 200 plus examples we are getting now. And this is resume, so I will be forward to you. Okay, now, right? And after that, there's a Oracle course certificate also provided by Naresh IT. After finishing this course, you will be get the Oracle course certificate, right? Now, so later on, this is your Oracle course types here. Okay, so the first one, file versus Dbms. So we will discuss what about Dbms and what about files and differences, files drawbacks, and those drawbacks how to overcome by using of Dbms, right? And later we are discussing about Oracle software, the software installations, the versions, okay, the client server architectures. There's all the kind of things we will discuss in this. And later the languages we are going to be communicating here. So first one, SQL language. And in this SQL category, we will discuss the denormalizations and normalization database designing patterns. So how to designing your databases by using of normalization techniques, so that we are using. And later PLSQL, and after finally dynamic SQL. And SQL and dynamic SQL differences what, so that we will discuss in the last session. Okay, now, right. So now today our first session guys here. Okay, so the demos are completed in the last day only. Now this is the first session of Oracle. The session 1. Okay, and the topic is okay. The topic is file versus Dbms. Okay, now? So the file versus Dbms is your first topic and the first section, right? So guys, here, if you want to know about Oracle and Oracle need, okay, Oracle need, okay. So this kind of information before you want to go for this, okay, you want to go for this, okay. First of all, the before Oracle database, how the management, that means the real-time industry people, how they're going to be managing their business data. So when they're going to do some business, definitely along with business, some data also generated. Okay, so whatever the data is generated here, so those generating of data, how they're going to be managing. Okay, now, so what kind of the database softwares are there before Oracle? Okay, so this kind of informations we will discuss in the file versus Dbms concept. Okay, now, so before you want to know about exactly what is Oracle need and Oracle necessity, Oracle advantages, purpose, yes or no? So there's all kind of information you want to understand properly. What is what? Definitely, we want to go for to view some basic terms of database terminologies. Okay, in that we will see first the basic terms we will discuss about. Okay, the first term is data. Okay, now the first term is data because these are few terms are there. We will discuss now, guys. Here. So based on that, you will get some idea. So first of all, we will discuss what is data. It's a one terminology, and then later we will discuss what is information. Okay, what is information? This is second one here. What is information? And next one. Okay, so we are discussing what is database. What is database? And next one we're discussing very important that these things are types of databases. Okay, in real time, how many types of databases are we are using? Okay, now, so this is one question to coming us. Okay, now, and later, what is okay? So what is a data storage? Okay, so what is data storage and the types of data storages and types of data storages. So these things we will be discussing, guys, the basic terminologies in your DBMS. So everyone should know that. So I already said to you, we are learning from the basics to advanced PLSQL. Okay, basic SQLs to advanced PLSQL. All points we are discussing in this course. Okay, right. And let me see, so many people they knows that what is data, what is information. Okay, now what is database? Okay, they knows that, but some little bit confusion was there. Exactly, if you go to any Google or anywhere, any websites you can go, even though we have some confusion, the data and information, we have a little bit confusion. So what is data, sir? What is information, sir? And so many people, they're thinking that data, information, both are same, right? But here some slight difference was there. The slight difference, what is the slight difference, we will see now. And later, everyone knows that about the database. Okay, but so many people doesn't know the types of databases, how many. So how many databases are there in real-time industries? Okay, now, so that information, those people doesn't know it. And our next one is data storages. So what kind of data storages we have it present when we want to store and manage your data? Okay, now, so these are all are very important to before enter into your Oracle, right? Let you see, guys, here, and the differences all we will be discussing here. So what means data means? Simply we can say, guys, here, data is nothing but, okay, so it is raw fact. It is a raw fact. The raw fact it may be characters. Okay, it may be characters. Okay, or else it may be numbers. Okay, or else it may be special characters. So whatever it was, okay, these all are called as your raw fact we call it. Okay, now, so simply we are going to be defined. Now, here I'm going to say, for example, guys, here, some example I will explain to you about data. For example, let you go for, so I'm giving some names on this notepad. So yes, I'm just passing my names here. For example, Smith. For example, Warner. Okay, for example, Alan. Okay, now for example, okay, so word. These are some names I was given there. And exactly whatever the names I was given here, so these names belongs to what it is. That means Smith, Warner, Allen, and Word. So what it was represented and what it was predicted. So that we don't know. If I'm going to asking, so what is Smith? Smith is an employee name, or else Smith is a customer name, or else Smith is a student name, or else Smith is a product name, or else Smith is a brand name. So we don't know exactly. So exactly we don't know what is Smith, but this is called as a data. This is a data, but we don't know what exactly it was. We cannot predict. Understand my point now? We cannot predict it here because of reason we can't given any headings for these names. I'm just writing my name on the notepad, but we don't know exactly Smith is what. Smith is a student name. Smith is a product name. Smith is a location name. Smith is a brand name. So we don't know. Because of reason, we didn't predict these names here. Right? Now, in the same pattern, guys, here, suppose I'm just giving you one number. The numbers I'm passing here. Okay. I'm passing some numbers. Okay. So 1023 and 1024. So these are some numbers I was given. But these numbers, what it was predicted, exactly we don't know. This number is represented is ID number or customer ID or student ID, employee ID. Okay, so what it is, we don't know. So that's why the people, what they will be say, okay, data is nothing but raw fact, but it never, it never it never gives meaningful statements. It never give meaningful statements. So the meaningful statements doesn't give it your data. So this is simply we call it because we know that it is there, names, number we know, but what it is exactly we don't know. What it is exactly 1021 we don't know. Okay, so when we doesn't know the meaning of this data, so that is called a raw fact. And especially data is never give any meaningful to us. Okay, right. So let you come out what is information. What is information? Yes, information is nothing but guys here. We can say information is nothing but okay. So the processing of data, okay, processing data is called as information. It's called as information. Okay, now right. So let us see. I'm going to give the above example, the same example I'm going to take in here. Let you come out and see this. Let you come out and see this. So what I'm going to do in here, okay? Carefully observe. Very simple and very easy to understand your definition of what is data and what is information, right? Now, for example, guys, here on these names, I'm just going to be predictor. Okay, I'm going to predict here, like I'm going to predict. Suppose I'm just passing here employee under name, okay, and this is I can say, okay, employee underscore ID. So if I was given like this, just I'm going to predict my names, my numbers. If I just predict here, then you can easily understand, guys, what exactly this is. So now we can see here in this case, we don't know what is Smith. Yes, we don't know what is Smith exactly. But here you can say Smith is what? So I can say Smith is an employee name. Smith is an employee name, right? Okay. But here we don't know what is Smith, what is Warner, what is Allen, what is what we don't know here. But unfortunately, when I'm going to processing of data, so here we know that exactly, yes, Smith is an employee name. Warner is an employee name. Allen is an employee. Word is an employee. So we can predict here. So whenever you want to predict your information or predict your data, when we predict your data, then it was giving some meaningful. Okay, when you predict your data, then it was giving some meaningful. That meaningful data is called as a information. That meaningful data is called as a information. Understand my point here? Right. So this is what. So that's why the people what they will say. Okay, information is always information is always provided. Information is always provided. Meaningful statements. Okay. So meaningful statement. So meaningful statements it will be providing here the information. So that means data we doesn't know what is Smith, what is Warner, we doesn't know here. Okay, now, but that was we predicted here. So when you predict this, then we can say employee or employee ID. For example, if I'm going to change the name of this, suppose I'm giving here, okay, suppose I'm giving here customer, and here I just pass it now. Okay, I just pass it now. Okay, customer ID. So now this time, what is Smith? Smith is a customer name and 1021 is a customer ID number. So like this, we can predict it. So this is the slight difference in between data and information. So I hope that you can understand. So what is data? What is information? The slight difference, whatever it was there, that you have to identify. So when you didn't predict your data, that is called a raw fact, and it doesn't understand to user. And when you predict your data is called as a information, and information always giving the meaningful statements to the users. Okay, now, right? So now, next one, the next term is what is database? So database is nothing but, guys, here simply we can say, okay, it is a memory. It is a memory. Okay, it is a memory. Okay, which is used to store collection of interrelated data. Okay, so collection of interrelated data. So here, okay, a database is nothing but, so don't think that somebody thinking database, what is database, sir? So database is like a one memory. Okay, so it's like a memory location. It's like a memory. So that memory we are going to be utilizing to store some collection of interrelated informations. Okay, now, so that is what we called as a database. But here, what is interrelated data? Okay, what is interrelated data means? Interrelated data is nothing but, I already explained to you in the demo class, but just I will be revised that. Okay, right. So interrelated data is nothing but, I said. So depending to each other guys here. For example, so I said customer is there. The customer definitely it was going to be depending on products. That's all. Suppose customer depends on products. As usual, the products are depending on customers. So that means here the both things are depending to each other. Then it is called as the interrelated. Okay, so customers and products. For a simple example, suppose I can say, let you see guys here, suppose, let me say like this, okay, suppose there is a no customer, can I say there is a no product? There is no products. So in the same pattern, there is a no products, yes or no? And we can say there is a no customer. Okay, now. So it's a depending on each other. Okay, customers are depends on products are depends on customer. If customer is not there, there is no use of products. If products are not there, there is no use of customers. Okay, now like this, you want to go for some example. If you want to say interrelated, like we can say, guys, suppose students are there. Okay, the students is going to be depending on courses. Okay, courses. So students' courses is called a interrelated. Okay, now. So when the students are there, definitely courses will be valuable. Okay, when courses are there, definitely students are coming to your institution. Okay, now, for example, here also I can say, for example, there is a no students. Okay, there is a no use of your courses. If students are not there, the courses are there is no meaning of course. Same reason, to no courses is equals to no students. Suppose in your institution courses are not available, then students are doesn't come to you, and students are doesn't come to you. So like this, any examples you have to go for to give out interrelated informations. Like we said, your department, okay, and the department is going to be interrelated with your employee. For example, simply we can say the no departments. Okay, simply we can say there is a no department, then definitely there is a no employee. Because okay, your department is nothing but group of employees, right? In the same pattern, there is no employee. Okay, there is a department. So this kind of any example which was comes under guys your interrelated information. And these informations we are going to be storing under databases, guys. These informations we are going to be storing under databases, right? Now, now let you see what I'm going to do here. This all whatever the tables we design here, all tables they are storing in one database memory, one location or one memory. So that memory is called as what now? Database now. So whatever the interrelated are there, okay, whatever interrelated are there. So these interrelated is going to store. So like a customer, yes, I will be store customer table. So I'm storing one table on the name of customer. Okay, and customer is going to be a relation with one more table is called as a product. So here two tables I'm designing here. One table is a customer table. Okay, now one table is a customer table and one table is a product table. Okay, one table is a product table. So like this, we are storing. Like next one is what now? Student. Suppose we have a student. Okay, student's information I need to store. Then the related courses information I have to store here. So now here also what I'm going to do, I'm creating okay one table here. The table name is called as students. The table name is called as students. Okay, now? So the table name is called as course. So these are we called as interrelated. Okay, now fine. So like this, we have to go for like a department employee, like we can go to store it here. But in between the tables, how the relations are going to be making, sir? How the relations are going to be making, sir? Means, yes, there we are using guys here. There we are using. So we have one concept, the primary key foreign key relations. So the concept we are applying here to making primary key in one table and the related information, whatever we stored under another table product, then we can make it as a foreign key. So here primary key and foreign key, these are the two constant keys we are going to be using to making relationships in between table. Okay, now, so what is primary key, what is foreign key, that we will discuss in our classes. Okay, right. So this is what we call as the interrelated means. Okay, next. The most important point is what now? Okay, so many people, they know the database software names, but how many types of databases are present in the world? So that is very, very important to observe that. Because when you want to learn your Oracle, compulsory, we should know about types of database, because we should know that Oracle is comes under which type of database, so that we should know it. So let me see guys here the types of databases in real-time world. So how many data types of databases are there means, okay, let you go. There are two types of databases guys here. There are two types of databases. Okay, so in real time, okay, the people and organizations are going to be using here. There are two types of databases. Okay, now right. So in this first type is going to say that is called as a OLTP is one database, and OLTP stands for, what is the stand of OLTP means online okay transactions, online transactions, okay, processing, online transaction processing. So online transaction processing is the one database in real time. Okay, we are mostly using in our real-time applications. And the second one is called as OLAP. OLAP. That is called as online online analytical processing. Okay, now these are very important minimum idea and minimum knowledge about our databases, because every database user or database person, the first thing is before you want to learn any database software and technology, First, we have to know it. So how many types of databases are available in real-time industries, right? So this is very important point, should we know it. Okay, right. So now there are two types we said, guys. So OLAP, online transactions processing, OLAP, online analytical, okay, processing. Okay, now, so let me have to question. So what is OLTP? Where you have to use, where I have to use OLAP. And these two databases, how the organizations are going to be maintained in their companies or in real time. Okay, let me see one by one. I will give some explanation about OLTP and OLAP. So OLTP stands for online transaction processing, right? Let me see, guys. Let me see. So OLTP, online transaction processing, and basically, guys, here this OLTP is going to be maintained by organizations. For what purpose they're going to be maintained means, okay, so for storing, okay, for storing day-to-day transactions, day-to-day transactions, okay, day-to-day transactions, information, day-to-day transaction, okay, informations. So, for example, okay, day-to-day transactions means what, sir? So your day-to-day transactions are nothing but, so we all of you know this, okay, nowadays everything is the online, okay, everything is the online transactions, right? Everything is the online transactions, right? Now, so guys, here, let you observe, suppose we are going to be doing some transactions with online. For example, if you go to any banking sectors, okay, when you want to transfer money or withdraw money or deposit money, yes or no? So this kind of operations, when you did, definitely we are getting some information. Yes or no, guys? What do you say? After transaction is success or fail, you should get some information or not? So my question is very simple. After transaction either success or fail, you will be get some message or not? Yes, definitely. Definitely we get some message, right? Suppose, are you booking some product? Okay, nowadays we are going to do online shoppings. When you book a product, what it was happening, guys, here? So after successfully booking your products, then immediately you get a message. Your order number, your date of order, okay, the product name, so quantity, okay, so price, total amount, okay, this all kind of information you will be get it. So yeah, the thing is what now, like this in any transactions, what we can do. Okay, I just said, okay, these databases, I just said, there are so many different applications we are using. Like we can say banking transactions. So after every banking transaction, once it was success or fail, the customer will get a message. Like a airlines, like a transport, booking tickets, reservations, schedule of your journey. So this kind of information you are getting. Universities people, they're going to be getting the students' information, they're getting from the universities or governments, yes or no? So student the details, courses, colleges, this kind of. So like this, any application when it was going to be online, definitely those online applications through, we are going to be getting some messages. And those messages informations we need to store. But where you want to store that information means we are using OLTP databases. So that's why the people saying that OLTP databases, we are using day-to-day transactions information. Day-to-day transactions information. Nowadays, whatever we perform through online, every online transaction information we need to store. Okay, now, so for that purpose, the organizations will be maintained OLTP databases. And sir, can you give examples of OLTP database softwares? Can you give examples of OLTP database softwares? So that kind of question is coming out, right? I ask. So now OLTP databases are nothing was there. Okay, these are we called as here Oracle. Okay, SQL Server. Okay, MySQL. Okay, and DB2. Okay, Sybase. Okay, so these are all are called as what now? These are best examples of OLTP. Okay, the best examples of OLTP. Okay, now so this is what we called as guys here. So here, what we said, the OLTP day-to-day transactions information we can store means what we can do it in this day-to-day transaction information means we are doing some operations like okay, those operations are called as a creating, okay, the transactions. Okay, that means we are creating transactions, reading your transaction information, updating your transactions information, and deleting. So these are called as operations. There are called as the third operations we call that here. The third operations we can call it. Okay, now so creating your transaction, that means preparing your transactions and your transactions data. Whenever you want to read, you can read, update, delete. So these kind of things we can go to check it out here. So this is called a CURD operations we call. So your CURD, C stands for, okay, C stands for create, U stands for update, R stands for read, and D stands for delete. So these are operations we are going to be doing on this your day-to-day transactions information. Okay, so these are the best examples, okay, of your OLTP database softwares. What is that means? Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, DB2, Sybase, Informix, Ingres, Teradata, MaxDB, like this, so many we have it in the market, right? Now, so this is what we called as guys here. Okay, this is what we called as guys means day-to-day transactions, okay, that you have to understand. And the second one is guys here OLAP. The second one is called as the OLAP. So here OLAP, okay, so where you want to use OLAP databases. These databases we called as here analyzing of your business data. Carefully observe. For okay, for analyzing, or else analysis also we can say here, or else analyzing. So analyzing, okay, analyzing purpose, or else we can say summarized of data, or else we can say, history, okay, historical data or informations we can go to store guys here. So this OLAP, these databases, okay, so where we can use OLAP means for analysis purpose, that is called as a data analyzing purpose, data summarizing purpose, and the historical data storages purpose. Okay, now and this purpose we are going to be using OLAP. So OLAP, okay, the best example of OLAP. So which software we are going to be using? Okay, OLAP means nowadays you are listening data warehouse. Okay, now data warehouse we are going to be. These are the best example of your OLAP. This is the best example of OLAP data warehouse. Okay, now right. But here I said, sir, historical data. So what is the mean by historical data? What is the summarizing and what is the analysis means? If you want to understand this one, okay, let you come out guys here. I will show you a small diagram on this. I will show you one small diagram on this. The differences between, okay, if you see the OLTP and OLAP, okay. Let you come out and check here. So this diagram, once you have to identify guys here, so you will get some idea. So carefully observe this diagram here. So in this diagram, can you see? Okay, in this diagram, can you see? So here different applications I'm using. So maybe it is a some transport application like a IRCTC websites nowadays is there like this. Some Flipkart, Amazon websites marketing. Okay, some other websites like. So here application, app means application. So app, application 1, application 2, application 3, whatever it is, a different online applications, Okay, so through this online applications, whatever the day-to-day transactions we are going to be performing, guys, here, whatever the day-to-day transactions we are going to be performing here. So these day-to-day transactions informations are storing by. So where it will be storing means we are storing under OLTP databases. Like this is what I said. If you see that carefully, okay, you can understand this is application. So it may be IRCTC website. Okay, any application online. Suppose this is some marketing like a Flipkart. Nowadays we are using Flipkart, Amazon, right? So that kind of application. This is some another application we are going to be using, guys. Okay, now, but through these applications, whatever the transactions are, we are going to be performed. That every day-to-day transactions information, we are storing under OLTP databases. So that means, for example, it is my Oracle. So I'm using here my transactions purpose. I'm using what now? Oracle. Okay, now. So every day-to-day transactions informations which was coming from your applications, So now the transactions data storing under OLTP. Like for example, we are using Oracle. Somebody using SQL Server. Somebody using MySQL. Somebody using database too. Yes or no? So like different database softwares we have it in this OLTP, and those softwares that we'll be using. Okay, right. For later on, people are asking me, so your day-to-day transactions means. So it's a very big amount of data is going to be generated, right? Okay, so it's very big amount of data is going to be generated. For example, OLTP. So, for example, OLTP is storing the capacity of GB. For example, okay, gigabytes of memory it will be stored. For example, just assume you can understand. So, for example, your OLTP database storages are gigabyte storages. Okay, so gigabyte storages. But sir, my day-to-day transactions, it's a more than gigabytes. Okay, my day-to-day transactions, it's a more than gigabytes. Then how this can be handled? Means, yes, it cannot be handled because your memory is going to be GB and your data transactions information is more than GB, right? So then what it was happening, sir? How the people will be managing here means definitely. So there you have to use the OLAP databases. It's called a data warehouses. Okay, now, so now what it was happening, for example, if you assume your OLTP database storages, it is a gigabytes of storages. Now you can see OLAP, it's called as a gigabytes of storages, for example. Okay, so like there are different storages we have it here, like a byte, okay, kilobyte, megabytes, gigabytes, okay, so terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, okay, gigabytes, yottabytes, like this. Suppose, for example, your OLTP GBs will be stored, then your OLAP, it's a gigabytes of memory, it will be available. Okay, now, so now what it was happening, guys, here, for example, your data was going to be, information will be gigabytes and it will be full. Then what it was going to be happening, sir, means here, yes. So the industry people, what they will do, so this kind of problem they will be facing. So that's reason what they will do. Every company, they're going to be following some patterns, some database patterns they will be following. Like they're going to be using some ETL tools here, guys, here. So ETL tool, one of the best tool nowadays in the market, Informatica. This is one of the best tool, Informatica tool is there. So with the help of this ETL tool, they will be moving data from OLTP to OLAP. They will be transferring. That's called a extracted data from OLTP database, transferring and loading into data warehouses. Okay, now, for example, so how this can be managing the people means here, some companies, they will be transferring the data from OLTP to OLAP. It's like a day-wise. Okay, so daily they will be transferring their, okay, daily wise, okay, every day wise, okay, day to day wise, they're going to be transferring the data from OLTP to OLAP. Okay, now, like some companies are they're going to be maintained like they're transferring here the data weekly wise. The data weekly wise. That means it's a depending on their business. It's a depending on their business. In their business, how much data is going to be generated per a day. Based on that, they will be moving the data from OLTP to OLAP. So suppose you are a very big business is there. You are a very big business. So in the very big business, what happened? The big transactions are going on. So it means your transactions informations are very huge amount of transactions informations will be generated. Okay, now, so in that cases, those kind of organizations, what they will do, they will be immediately. So every 24 hours, the data will be transferring into data warehouses. Okay, now, like a day wise, like a weekly wise. So some companies are they're transferring the data weekly wise. So some companies are they're transferring the data monthly wise. So monthly wise, they're moving the data from OLTP to OLAP. Yes or no? So like this, like some companies are they're going to be transferring the data quarterly wise. Okay, quarterly wise they're transferring, right? So some companies are going to be maintained. There are off yearly wise, off yearly wise, off yearly wise. They're transferring the data. Some companies are transferring the data yearly wise. Yearly wise, they're going to be transferred. Okay, so it's a depending on your business transactions informations, the data generating. So based on that, the companies will be moved. So some companies daily wise the data moving, weekly wise, monthly, quarterly, off yearly, and yearly. So they can managing the data like this. Okay, now, so how they're going to be transferring means with the help of what now? ETL tools. So we have ETL tools. With the help of ETL tools, they're going to be transferring the data from OLTP to OLAP. Okay, now, so this is what they will be managing the two databases in their industry. So first one, this one, and second one, OLAP. But OLAP data is always coming from OLTP. It's a very important point. Sir, OLTP, okay, OLAP database data, from where it was coming means, yes, sir. So data coming from, okay, coming from OLTP database to OLAP. Understand now? So OLAP data we can't insert. Okay, we can't insert OLAP data. OLAP data we cannot insert directly. So OLAP data is always coming from OLTP only. Okay, now how it was coming, sir? Means by using of ETL tools. By using of ETL tools, it was taking from OLTP to OLAP, right? Now, then OLTP data, okay, where it is coming from means it's a coming from, okay, data is coming from application. Data coming from where it is here? Applications. So online applications, okay. To this online applications, to this users, whatever they want to perform. So data coming from applications to OLTP database. Understanding now? So these are the things here. So that means OLTP data is coming from applications or apps which was using by end users and users. Okay, now through that the data is coming to OLTP, and OLAP data coming from OLTP. Yes or no? So OLTP data coming from an application. Okay, OLAP data where it is coming from OLTP. So this is the way the data can be managing here. Okay, now, right. A simple example, one more example I will give it to understanding this. Okay, right, you'll see. Nowadays, if you go to in the market session, so we have a Bajaj electronic showrooms are there. So I think all of you know now the Bajaj electronic showrooms. Yes. So guys, can you tell me, suppose, are you going to purchase some product? Like nowadays we are purchasing some refrigerators, AC, okay, televisions. Yes or no? We are purchasing. So when you want to purchase one product, for example, I want to purchase one television. So the 50 inches television I want it. So generally nowadays customers, what they will do, okay, they will go to some shops like Bajaj Electronics, Reliance Fresh, yes or no? So Digital India, so Pi Internationals. So there are so many different showrooms out there. So one small example you just identify, then you can easily understand what is OLTP and what is OLAP. Okay, now let us see. For example, you are going to Bajaj electronic showroom and you are going to be meeting some salesmen and you are going to be finalizing one product. So once you have to finalize the product here, okay, then the salesperson, the salesman, what they will tell you, okay, what they will tell you, sir, this product will be delivered to your home within 24 hours, otherwise within 48 hours. So within 48 hours, your product will be, okay, delivered to your home address. Okay, now, so here customer is going to be asking, why this much later? So already products are available now, then why you can't give it immediately? Yes or no? So this kind of question will be come from customer. Then when you ask this kind of question to salesman, that salesman one point they will tell to us, what they will telling us, sorry sir, your product is coming from, okay, your product is coming from where it is go down. Your products are coming from godowns. Okay, now, so that's why we are getting some time, so, and godowns are there somewhere. It's a very far to our shop. So from there, your product will become and they will be delivered to you. So that's why we are taking minimum 24 hours, maximum 48 hours. We will take a time to deliver your products. Okay, that kind of messages we are getting from the salesman. But here, guys, I'm asking to you, what is the differences between, okay, what is the differences between the Bajaj electronic showroom, okay, Bajaj showroom, okay, and Godan. Okay, yeah, guys, so some little bit the network problem. Okay, no problem. Right. So, guys, are you? That means everyone audible now?
Recording in progress.
Okay, now. So that means all kind of products and the huge amount of quantity products, whatever it was there, the pieces it was having in the godowns. And showrooms just having, suppose one model is Sony 50 inches. Okay, it was there, for example, Sony 50 inches are there. So in showroom, Sony 50 inches having only one or two are there. But in Godan, there are hundreds of Sony 50 inches televisions are there. Okay, but in Bajaj showroom, they're showing only one or two. So Sony 50 inches television in Bajaj showroom, they're having one or two only. But there are hundreds of pieces they're having in the Godan. Because your showrooms is nothing but it's a limited area. It's a limited area. But Godan, sir, is nothing but use amount of spaces. Use amount of space we have it. So there are hundreds of products we are storing. So Sony 50 inches, there is only one or two products are having in the Bajaj showroom. But if you want it, then you can go Godan, and there are hundreds of Sony televisions are there in this. So that means here what happened? Here limited use amount of storage. So how we can say same to same? This is Bajaj showroom. It's called as a OLTP. It's called, and Godan it's called as a OLAP. So now you got it my point. Now you got it my point. Okay, now Bajaj showroom is a OLTP and Godans are called as a OLAP. So the point is understanding now? Come on, guys. The point is clear now? Yes. So this is what we call it as, guys, here. So OLTP is having the limited data storage like a GB, if for example GB, and Godans are having huge amount of data we can store it. That is called a data analysis, summarizing, historical data we can store under OLAP. Okay, now, right? So this is one best example: showrooms and Godans. Understanding my point? Yeah. So these kind of two databases are using by industries in their organizations for data management purpose. Okay, now. So this is what we call as a types of databases. But in this, we are learning which database, guys, here? OLTP. That is what Oracle. So Oracle is one of the best software in OLTP. The more and popular databases, this one in OLTP categories. Okay, with having a high level features. Okay, and a very high level security. What we can say, high level features, securities, and there are so many advantages we have it in this Oracle. So this is the #1 database in OLTP category in the world. Okay, now, right? So next one is OLAP. This is every organization using data warehouses as per their business they're using. So as per their business, the business generating of data. So based on that, some companies are using data warehouses, some companies are not using, because if their business is very small business, then they don't want it data warehouses. Okay, now, because in that small data, so they will be generating per day, maybe their transactions are generating like a 100 MB or 150 MB like they generated. So that is very enough for using OLTP. Okay, now, right? So these are, guys, here the types of databases. And next one is what is data storages and types of data storages. Okay, right? Let me come out data storage. Data storage is nothing but simply we can say it is a location where we can store data or information. Okay, now data storage is nothing but it is a location where we can store our data or information. Okay, now, so now in this there are three types of data storages we have it here. Three types of data storages we have it here. Okay, first one we call as a very oldest model. Okay, now, so these are we are using, guys, here. So before computers, so there is no computers in the world before computers, and next they're using flat files. Next, they're using flat files, and this flat files are they're using from computers, and they introduce the computers in the world. Okay, computers in the world, from the computers onwards they're using, and later they're using database. Okay, so otherwise we can say DBMS. So DBMS are called as, these are what now, softwares. Okay, these are called as a software. These are the three types of data storages we have it here. Okay, now, so flat files. Okay, now there are three types of data storages. Books and papers. Before computers, there is no computers in the world. Then how the people can be managing the data means they're using papers and books. And from computers, when they introduced here, so many companies are using flat files. So what is flat files? That all we are discussing. Okay, now flat files they're using. So after computers, they're introducing some softwares here. So in that database softwares that they introduced here, that is called as a DBMS. Okay, now, so these are the three types of data storages present available in the market. So in market, there are three types of data storages. And later, guys, one by one, we will discuss this all data storages, what is what, and finally we are entering into Oracle. Okay, now we finally can understand that Oracle advantages, futures. Okay, the why the people was introducing databases, that all kind of informations you can see it, right? Now, so I stop it today, my session, and guys, here tomorrow there is no class because as per the Naresh IT management people, every new batch first weekend, Saturday, Sunday, there will be going to be no classes here, and your next class on Monday. Okay, now your next class on Monday. So Monday we will be continue the types of data storages, whatever it was there. Okay, right, guys. And now today's session, if anybody having any doubt, you can ask me your doubts. If there is no doubts, you can log out and come on Monday session. Okay, right, guys. Thank you so much.